All right, so you have your project. You have been doing source control on it. You're like, it looks great, but I want to work on it in different locations. I don't want to just have it in one location on this one computer where I am tracking all those changes. I actually want to be able to work on it in multiple locations. Well, you don't need flash drives anymore to do this. All you need is an internet connection. Okay, so I'm going to show you in this video how to add remotes so that we can sync all of our commits to the cloud, to an online repository, so that we can make changes from anywhere. Okay, so to do that, this is where we are using our GitHub page that we created earlier. So if you have not created a GitHub page, you need to create one. We're going to go ahead and we're going to click on New Repository, and you're going to give it a repository name. Now this is your GitHub account, so I could say Web Design Source Control, and I can give it a name. This is my repo for my website showing how to use source control with GitHub. All right, so I can go ahead and create this repo. Now, the first thing that you're going to see when you set this up is that you're going to see this blue box right here that has this link like this, okay? So we can choose either to copy that link, or you can click this button right here to copy. So if I click that button, then I can go to my repo, my Gitkraken, and right now I'm just tracking local changes. Okay, so if I want to add a remote, I have to actually add the remote. The easiest way to do it, even with GitHub works well with cloning, but it doesn't work with adding the remote. So if I click here, I don't have anything. It's not showing a match. I could see if I can type a name and see if it has a match. But the easiest way is we copied that link. We know exactly where we want it to go. So I can paste that, and it's going to copy it down from my push and my pull. And then I could give it a name. So I could say GitHub with no spaces, source control, my website. Whatever name you want to give it, descriptive enough so you know where it's going. After you have that without spaces and you have that GitHub link, you can go ahead and click Add Remote. Okay, so it should show up down here. If it doesn't show up, it will eventually, but all you got to do is you just got to click on it. So it's showing 0, 0 because we have not made any changes. But I should see my face, and I should see the name that I gave it for when I added the remote. Now, we have been up to now only tracking changes on the local computer, and that's why we just see the little local computer. If I hover over it, it says local. Okay, but we want to sync those changes to our cloud or to our GitHub account. So that is where these two buttons come in. And you think of them as the line is the ground. The line is the ground level where our local computer is. So if I want to sync with the cloud, I'm going to have to push those changes up to the cloud, from my local computer up to the cloud. If I wanted to sync from the cloud down to my local computer, I'm going to need to pull down from the cloud. Okay? So I want to sync all of these commits to the cloud, to my GitHub account. So I'm going to push it up to the cloud, and then it's asking me which repository I want. It's automatically filling it out. If I'm doing multiple branches, which you guys don't really need to do yet, you could choose which branch, and then you can go ahead and click submit. You should get a success pop-up, push successfully to their master. And now I should see the face right here, or my avatar for my GitHub and my local. So what's that saying is that my GitHub account, my repo and my GitHub and my local computer are tracking the commits all the way up to this commit, including this commit. Okay, so they are up to date with each other. If I go back to GitHub and I refresh this page, I should see all of the same commits. So I see 5 commits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one that is tracking is added an article with a paragraph and a heading, says who created it and when it was committed. Okay. If I go back to Get Kraken, this is the last one is tracking. Right now, my local and my GitHub account are not tracking this about.html file. So if I go ahead and stage that file and I commit it, added about page, and I commit that change, my local is tracking it, but my GitHub account is not tracking it. I do not have that file in here. Okay, so if I want my GitHub account to also have it, I need to push those changes to the master, because to my GitHub, because my GitHub is only tracking the commits up to this commit. So I want it to add that commit. I need to push the changes from the ground, my local computer, up to the clouds. So I'm going to push it, and it's going to bring them back in line again. And if I go back to my GitHub page, to that repo, and I refresh, I will now show those 6 commits, and I show that additional page. Okay, so that is showing those changes of adding a remote. Okay, in the next videos, I'm going to show you how you can use GitHub to make changes directly, and I'm going to show you in another video how to clone a repository from a GitHub account. So if you wanted to do it at home, that would be what you would need to do. All right, good luck.